This video, I'm going to be covering the normal Y close formation in the Eagles offensive playbook. If you guys want to get my entire Eagles offensive ebook, it is going to be in our school community. You can get that entire offensive ebook for just $10. It kind of goes through basically everything about the playbook, how to use it in all kinds of different situations, good red zone, all that kind of stuff. Cool part about the school community is you also get access to all of our other offensive and defensive ebooks as well for college and for Madden for just $10, everything all together. So if you want to get access to that, that's in the description down below. Audibles for this scheme: cheat flat X post, RPO alert cheat bubble, Y sail, PA snag, and we're going to come out in the play motion angle Y wheel. The way we're going to run this motion angle Y wheel play is, first and foremost, I want to show you a simple setup, and that's just to take the running back and put him on a streak. Your first read is going to be this tight end, and then the running back, and then what you're really looking for is this little crease to be able to throw this crosser. You also have a high-low read on the left-hand side of the field. So if they play some type of cover 3, cover 4, this comeback is a really nice read to be able to take advantage of that kind of coverage. If they're not playing hard flats, which a lot of people really don't play hard flats in this game, two routes that you have. First and foremost, your tight end route is going to get open. And then second, your little flat here on the left is going to be kind of a speed out, gets real nice, real flat route, and gets into a nice spot on the field. If they were to run a cover 3 coverage, what you're going to see here is you have potential for a one-play touchdown. All you're going to do is look for this circle receiver to cross the safety's face. You're going to pass this to the left side, and a lot of times if you get that in the right spot, it can either be a one-play touchdown or just a really, really big play that the defense has to obviously respect. You still have all your quick reads here. You can hit the running back up in that little crease on that left side. And then, like I said, if you wait on this a little bit longer, you're going to be able to hit this over the top for a potential one-play touchdown. So this play just really does a great job of breaking down coverage well. Another thing this play does a really good job at attacking is this does a really good job at attacking cover 2 man, or really man coverage in general. You have this tight end quick route. When he cuts up field, he can kind of get over the top. Your comeback route is also a nice route that you have. And then your crosser normally can get open against man coverage. The other thing about man coverage, though, is this is where we want to kind of get into some of our other plays. So we have this motion angle wheel play, which I do like. Again, you have this little slot cross. If you pass like that to the inside, you'll get nice separation against man. But there are some other plays in here that I think are a little better. One of them is this play, cheat flat X post. And the way that you're going to set this up is, first and foremost, you're just going to streak or fade this outside receiver on the left side and call hike. And what you're going to see here is that this little motion flat is really, really, really good against man coverage. It's hard for them to cover that in a cover 0 or a cover 1, really any kind of man coverage. It's going to be very difficult for them to cover this tight end route. And the cool part is it's only like 1 or 2 hot routes and go. You can put the running back on a table route if you want to, or like a running back apprentice wheel. Sometimes it is a little bit of a read. You are looking out there. Sometimes shaded down man can kind of get a little glitchy, especially out of like a dollar set. If it was a nickel set, it's going to be a little cleaner. Most people honestly do run more man out of nickel. But the other thing you can do with this is, you see this flat here, you can high point it. And if you get good accuracy, obviously that's going to be a nice option for you. And then the rest of the reads against man coverage, because they are going to have to start, either using the tight end or just doing different things to defend the tight end, then you're going to start to be able to hit some of your other routes in this play, such as your post. This is a short post, which is the whole reason why this is a really, really good offense, is because these short posts do a really good job at getting separation against both man and zone coverage. If they're playing zone coverage on you and you run this play, it's going to be a lot of really easy reads. And they're going to see here on the left, if they're not playing hard flat coverage, then you can just throw this tight end just like that. But if they are playing some type of hard flat coverage, like cover 4 drop with a hard flat, then what you're going to want to look for is you're going to want to look for either your short post or your return route. So you look out here to the flat, not really open. Looking at that return, you see how they kind of stay low on that. We can technically hit that once he kind of gets in that late middle area of the field. But as you see right there, like if they shade down with their yellows or they use for that route, that's something you're going to have to kind of watch for. But the beauty of this play is you also are going to have this post, and he's going to cut across the middle of the field. I'll show you real quick. So you see here, yellows kind of stay down like this. And then you see, look at all the space that we have to be able to throw this short post over the middle of the field. So this is another, this is just one of my favorite plays in general, just because it's a nice play. Another setup that's kind of a variation. This is going to take advantage of when they start to hard flat. And what you're going to do is you're just going to streak this slot receiver. You're going to put this outside receiver on a speed out and stem him up 1 or 2 times. I'm going to leave that up to you. And then I like to take the running back and put him on a streak. And you're going to see that this is how this is going to all space out. So if they play hard flats, then this is going to open up kind of this speed out on this left sideline. And that was a little bit of a bad pass lead. So we'll see if we can get this a little better for you here. We go to the play, cheat flat post, stem this up. And what you'll see, again, you kind of give them the same look, but now you're throwing your speed out, or you're really looking for that route right there. Now, I did want to quickly point out, let's say that they are playing curl flat or quarter, really any other coverage that's not a hard flat. The purple can play the speed out, but you're going to have your quick flat right off the rip. So it's really difficult for them to play both. Another thing that you have access to, this is a little bit more of a cover 3 type of deal, but it can still work against cover 4, is you can actually take a look at the seam streak as well off rip. A lot of times the seam streak will be open kind of in this left side pocket. You'll see kind of throw it right in there. And that time you saw the yellow kind of played it a little bit more, but you got to anticipate, like, for example, a lot of people like to send 4 in this game. And so let's say that they're doing like a send 4. And let's just say, like, hypothetically, maybe they're running this variation of the dollar blitz. Now this user might be more like a mid-read defender, where he kind of plays a little bit more over the middle for the post route on this play, because obviously that's the best route on the play. So that's why this is a read. If they're just playing basic defense and the yellow's there, don't throw it. But you are looking over here. If you can throw that in that little pocket, try to possession catch that. If they have KOs and stuff, that's one thing. But just something that I wanted to quickly point out that is something with this play is a lot of times you can hit this seam. And if that's not, if they play it, then you're going to have the post late on the play as well. So another variation of this play is to just simply drag the tight end. I think that the tight end drag is one of the best routes in the game. So doing something like this, you're going to see that this tight end drag just gets into a nice soft spot of the field. It's very difficult for them to stop it. I like to go to this setup whenever they're doing a lot of more like cover 2 style coverages. And what you're going to see is that this tight end drag, when they do like a cover 2 coverage, he is going to get across the middle field and be in a nice spot. Occasionally, they might have a 3-rec on the field that matches him like they did right there. But honestly, generally, that's not going to be the case because, again, a lot of people like to send 4 in this game. And so when they start to send 4, that's going to mean that we're going to be able to either attack the middle of the field with this deep post or the short post, and then we're also going to be able to attack on his left side. So oftentimes they're going to user that post, and then you can just throw this underneath for easy yardage. The next thing that we're going to be taking a look at here is kind of this new dollar meta that I did want to kind of go over and how to attack this defense. So let's say that they're sending 4 like this, and they're taking away your seam streak here to the left side. This is where I like to go to the play Y sail, and we're going to attack this right side seam streaks. So we're going to go to Y sail. All you're going to do to set this play up is you are just going to streak the tight end and drag this left side receiver. Your main read here is this tight end as a quick throw. As you see, it just kind of gets into a quick seam area of the field. Very difficult for them to defend this. Now I'm going to show you another piece of this puzzle as well with this Y-sail play, and that is a potential cover 2 beater. So with cover 2, what typically happens in this game is you can hit cover 2 really in 2 points. Occasionally you can hit it up the middle there, or as you saw right there, like the safety was able to play that. The other area of the field that is open in the cover 2 defense is this fade to the right side. Now you're going to have to really pass this to the right side, but as you see here, he just kind of gets into a really glitchy spot of the field against cover 2 type coverages. So again, all you're going to do, Y-sail, streak the tight end, drag this guy, and then of course, like let's say that's dead. Okay, we'll just take our check down. Take our check down to our drag, take our check down to our dig route, because what tends to happen in cover 2 is if they run like a stop cover 2 like I'm running right now, you're going to see that those yellows can match, and then that's going to leave this in route kind of in this back half or back area of the field. Let me try to show that one more time here. We're going to cover 2, and hopefully we can actually show you this route. And of course, I called the wrong play, so we'll have to show that to you one more time. But if I go to cover 2 here, you're going to see, let's go to Y-sail actually this time. And you'll see here See how this kind of can get into that spot? Now, that corner, for whatever reason, I think it's because it's a soft squat, he is matching him. A lot of people have gone away from using soft squats in this game, and you're seeing kind of a return to cloud flats be popular. So I just want to show, like, if it is a cloud, you'll see he'll get rerouted to the inside. You'll be able to throw that kind of right in there, and they're just not going to let me throw the in route, which is awesome. So let me show it to you one more time because I'm determined to throw this in route for you. So YSail. We'll do this. And what you should see here, see how that 3-route kind of matches there, and then that is the route that gets open. So just wanted to kind of quickly show that route. And then the other thing about this play YSail that we have the ability to do is we can also stem the tight end corner down one time. And this is going to basically just be kind of like a base coverage beater. It works really well against a lot of coverages because you can throw the tight end route on the sideline. So I'll show that again. Go to YSail, just stem this down one. On the left side, you can do a couple different things. I really like the drag, but you could also, I don't think that's a bad idea to flat, and then you can stem the in route up one more tick. And what you're going to see is this really just breaks down coverage well. And of course, we're just struggling to throw the easy read. Let me just throw the flat route against. So if they're not playing hard flats, you can just do this. Literally, okay, we take this flat. And this is a good flat route. It's a good table route. It does a really good job of manipulating a lot of coverages. So this is something that you have access to. This is going to force him to hard flat. Most people hard flat in general anyway. And then once they start to hard flat, you're going to be able to throw your tight end on this corner. So you see here, hard flat, and then the tight end corner is open. So the main thing that they're going to be able to do is they're going to be able to run basically cover 2 type coverages, right? So if they do run those cover 2 type coverages and you run this base setup that we talked about in the beginning of the video, you're going to see here that you can potentially hit this circle receiver over the top if they don't have a mid read on the play. So like if they don't have a mid read on their cover 2, then you're going to want to look for this little seam, and you see how I can throw this in the crease, and this is a nice nice route that you have to be able to manipulate cover 2. The other thing that you can do is if we go back to that setup out of cheat flat X post, and we have this running back on a wheel route, so it looks something like this, for example, then what you're going to see is against cover 2, a lot of times you're going to be able to hit the seam streak late over the middle. So you're going to see how this kind of plays out. This mid-read is actually playing out of his mind, but you see how he kind of slowly backs up, and then I can just throw this slot streak over the top for a big hitter against that coverage. Another one of my favorite plays in this game is PA snag. The way I set PA snag up is basically just a very simple mesh concept with a post and a clear out streak, because these yellows will get sucked down by those drags, and then you're going to be able to hit your post. And this is a short post, which is really the main reason why this offense is, I think, so powerful, because it's really hard to use all of these things. Now, the other cool part about this formation is there is some nice motion outs we can do with this running back. One of my favorite ones is to run a combination basically like this, where we're going to really put a lot of stress on the defense underneath the field. So, for example, a way we might want to do that would be double drags. We have this seam streak here, and then we'll have this running back on either a curl or a speed out. So the best way to defend something like this would be to play cover 2, but then that's going to obviously give up the underneath. And then if they play any other coverage, you're going to have that post over the middle of the field or the double drags underneath the defense. So as you can kind of see here, this is just a complete formation with a lot of different tools in it. You have some good audibles out of this formation as well. I think one of the most important plays to really take home is this cheat flat post, and really the couple different setups we went over, whether it's this one right here, whether it's the running back streak, whichever. This can kill cover 2, this little slot streak up the middle of the field, and then you can kind of build around it, and you still have the ability to have your short post, which I think is really, really good. Now, if you ever get something like that right there, I didn't want to cover that because that can happen sometimes. The big key with this is a freeform up the middle, directly straight up. If you don't freeform it directly straight up, sometimes the ball will dive like it did right there. So let me go back to this play, and you'll see this time I'm going to freeform it directly straight up. Watch the mid-read cut the post. I freeform it directly up. And you see, now he's basically one-on-one with the safety. Let me try to get a better pass lead. I think my slot receiver might actually be a little slower than I would like here. And a lot of people, when they do play cover 2, just a quick FYI, they will put the safeties more in the box, which is more advantageous to us. But let's just go over this one more time and see if we can actually hit it here. And there you see, that is the throw that just kills cover two. And it really makes it hard for them to play a lot of different things. One other setup I did want to give you that I really like, that I think a lot of people sleep on in this game, is this setup out of PA snag. We're going to flat this slot receiver, drag the tight end, streak the running back, and flat this outside receiver. So what this does is it really stresses the defense horizontally. One of my favorite routes to throw in the game is the tight end drag. This year, it's really hard for those yellow zones to get low enough to defend the tight end drag. And so when they start to get the yellow zones low enough to defend the tight end drag, that's going to open this route up right here in the middle of the field, which they're going to have to user. They're going to have to switch stick to. It's one of those routes that is rather difficult to defend. And so once they're able to start defending that post route with their user, then obviously this is going to open up kind of this running back streak in the middle of the field and just breaks down blitzes well, breaks down coverages well in general. And then one other thing we didn't quite cover that I thought is kind of worth covering is you can stem up on this play halfback angle. You can stem this out route up a couple times like this, for example, and then you can kind of do a couple different things. I like, maybe like a smoke screen here. And this is just a really nice man beating route that was covered to man shaded underneath. And man coverage is going to have a hard time with this specific route. And so this is just one of those routes that you have access to in your offense. You can leave this running back Texas, as it's a pretty nice little man beating route as well. But you see it is kind of almost like an unbumpable route. It just gets a really nice separation over there on that left-hand side, and you can kind of build around that. I think a very underrated setup as well, it would just be a basic street corner flat combination over on this left-hand side. One that I would probably do would go to like cheap flat post because we can get that short post in there. And then maybe we would go with a combination that looks, that basically looks something like this. You want to stem the corner down one tick, but I think something like this is also just kind of a nice play to be able to really, again, take advantage of those cover 4, cover 3 base defenses that a lot of people want to run. And then you can get into, kind of your offense like this. And now you're just forcing them to have to defend the entirety of the field, which the spacing from normal Y off close is probably one of the most underrated elements of the offense in its entirety. But in general, this is like probably one of maybe top 5, or not top 5, but maybe it's probably like top 3 offense in the game. A lot of people are in this playbook. This playbook has won a lot of money this year. This offense in general has won a lot of money. And so if you make the right reads, this is a absolute money offense. You have all of the routes that you need to be able to make good reads and play good offense. So anyways, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching the video. And if you want to check out my entire school community where we get access to all of our offensive, defensive ebooks, everything that we do to get better at Madden and College Football 25, that is going to be linked down in the description below. Again, it's only $10 and it gets you access to literally everything I do on the offensive and defensive side of the ball for both Madden and for College Football 25 for just $10. To sign up, head down to the description and click the link down below.